Do you want to have a spooky paranormal discussion with us? Come join us. Warning, this show is for entertainment purposes only. The views and opinions expressed are theories, folklore, historical, fantastical, and speculation, and not to be taken as pure fact. Viewer discretion is advised. Melanie, Lightbeam, and the Shamrock Pixie join forces together to bring you paranormal, strange, unusual, scary, spooky, or just overall unbelievable stories and discussions. Viewer discretion is advised. This is an open talk show discussing all things paranormal. We encourage audience participation. So sit back, grab some popcorn, share out to your friends. Together, we can explore the paranormal. Don't forget, subscribe to everyone, hit that like button, share out, or for super chats as a thank you. Have fun and enjoy. Welcome to the show. Enjoy the show.
I have issues. I'm sorry. Hello, everyone. It's so exciting to see already people are like, yak, talking. I love it. Welcome.
Right? Welcome. Hello, Jello, all.
Let's see who's in the house because we have lots of people in the house. I do have to say this. It's like, okay, Susanna, I hate this intro. It scares me. I have to be careful not to be too creepy with stuff, but
I like the intro except for the clowns, but I can deal with the clowns because I can close my eyes and I don't have to see them.
I forget. People don't like, but we have Susanna's in the house. Hello. Mother Sports in the house. And I did blue you, so you are now smurfed if you're still in the house. But you're here. You're smurfed. Chris, long time no see. Chris Shook is in the house. Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, mommy is in the house. There she is. Hello. And she's like, she can't be drinking. She has to take a drug test tomorrow morning for her job.
Whoops.
So no drinking tonight.
You can have
Bargain
water.
effect. Tommy's in the house. Hello. What,
Bye-bye.
Tommy's on crack? Tommy's not on crack. No, he's loving the show, enjoying the intro. So, of course, before we get started, we have to have a couple announcements. Because the first announcement is, if you notice, Des and I have set up the next 10, well, now it would be 9 shows. So we have 9 shows already lined up with their topics. So if you're looking at like one of your favorite topics, check my my community page because we're going to be talking about ghosts and spirits. We're going to be talking about the origins of Easter. We're going to be talking about the eclipse, which the big eclipse is coming up, and this is all in line with what's going on. So a lot of the stuff will be relevant to that day. We're going to be talking about mermaids and sirens, the Bermuda Triangle, Disneyland. We're talking about Disney. We're going to be bringing Disney in. We're going to be talking about fairy tales, and then we're going to be doing the moon landing.
Yes. Now, on March 21st, so March 14th and March 21st, it's a 2-part with ghosts and spirits. The first one, we're going to talk about the differences and, some of our experiences that we've had in our lives. The 21st, we want to hear your experiences. So if you are gutsy to come on live with us and share your experience, that would be awesome.
Yes.
And if not, you can always message us too and we can read it to you. But,
so we're turning,
have you on.
We're turning the tables and bringing it to you because we want to hear your stories.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope somebody looked at the assignment because last week we said that there was an assignment for this one. And I have some stories because so far 3 of us have already did the assignment. And we've got some really interesting results from that. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But Des, you've got something that's specifically special to the show that I'm so happy about. Why don't you show that?
All right.
I'm going to go cough my head with.
Tumblers. We made this, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen this last week, but we are going to show this every week. This is our Let's Get Chattin' conspiracy theory mugs. And it has a bunch of different ones on here.
Got
Oh, if
Bigfoot,
I
you got
can
the
have it,
UFOs, you
have
got
it
the
straight.
all-seeing eye.
We got flat Earth. We've got the Egyptians. We've got, you know, the aliens stealing cows.
Moo.
Area 51. Bigfoot, which is my favorite. Or no,
Oh, you
this
got it
isn't
on
my
the
Bigfoot.
shirt. I
This
didn't
is
even
my
notice
alien
that.
shirt. I forgot this was my alien shirt. I have a Bigfoot shirt. I thought I had that one on. Go figure, right?
Yeah, I have X-Men, so that doesn't count.
We should, honestly, we should like try to coordinate our
Shirts.
clients with the topics. You know, the all-seeing eye, Atlantis, lizard people,
Ooh.
and with each mug or each tumbler, we will have mugs as well. So we'll have mugs and tumblers, and Tommy's going to get that up and going this, hopefully by the end of this weekend. We were really busy this past week, so we weren't able to really get in and set it up and stuff like that. But we will have them up and going. But there'll be a surprise in each tumbler or mug when you get it. And when you get it, and you come on, you know, you're in the chat and stuff like that, we want to know exactly what you found that was different in your mug.
Yes. She's putting something secret in everybody, so each one's going to be different and unique. Susanna says,
Mhm.
I have my sleep shirt on today's subject streams.
That's awesome.
I'm excited about this. In fact, I'm going to show one thing which coincides. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you done with the mugs?
Yep,
Sure.
I'm done.
I can't wait till she gets the mugs because I'm like coffee, hot chocolate, latte. That's what I want. I mean, me myself, I know if I end up getting the tumbler, I'll never use the tumbler. I'm so lazy that way. I use mugs.
Why wouldn't you use a tumbler that keeps your drink
I don't
warmer
know.
the longer?
I guess it's good if you're driving or out on the road. I don't know why. I just have this thing against tumblers. Don't ask me.
Okay,
Oh
so
wait, we should do
okay,
it.
we'll think about that. We'll have to discuss it.
Yes. Not tonight. However, I want to show something because this does coincide directly with this show. And what is it? It's a dream journal. It's a journal to write all your dreams. And look who the author is. I'm the author. Cute little.
I need to get one of those.
Cute little sun and moon. And basically, what it is it's a blank line journal. And each journal has a nice little dream inspired picture in the corner. And it's just a journal to write anything you want. It doesn't have to be your dreams. But I figured I'm selling this on Amazon. So if anybody's interested or if they want like an autographed copy. I know. Do I feel important enough that I can autograph a copy of my
Well,
own?
if I order one, I want a signature. Thank you very much.
Hello, Tammy. Tammy, you were not late. We were just discussing some behind the scenes. We're discussing future shows. But tonight we're definitely going to be getting into dreams because, like I said, I got to start off. I'm excited about this because I want you to share your story. Last week, I gave a very important assignment, but I didn't explain why I gave this assignment because I wanted people not to research it. I wanted people to legitimately do this assignment, see if they could do it, and what would happen. So all I said is the next time you're dreaming, ask either yourself or whoever you're talking to or whatever, what time is it in your dream? That's it. That's all I want to do. What time is it in your dream? And if you can't question somebody what time it is, either look at a clock, look at a watch, do something that you could do that represents time. That was the assignment. If anybody in the chat did that, I would love to hear their stories. But Des, I'm going to give you the floor. Hi, Chew. Chew's doing his hi. He's waving.
Welcome.
So I don't know if you want to talk about your story. I'll talk about mine, and then I'll talk about our friends as well.
Okay, so I did do it. It took a couple days for me to be able to do it, and I did not study or watch anything about dreams until after I was able to do this. And it did take a couple nights to try to do it. But when I did it, things started melting. As soon as I asked what time it was, people, the surrounding, everything started melting. And it was really trippy. And then the people that were melting, when they melted, they shapeshift. They were shapeshifting. And I was like, let me wake up. So So I ended up waking up and I told Mel about it. And she was explaining some stuff to me. Well, then, because I had did that, asked what time it was, for 3 nights in a row, I had death dreams. But that was my experience with it. They're gone now. Thank heavens, because they were really scary, really trippy dreams. It was to the point where I actually was so upset about it that I actually sat with Tommy and I told Tommy what was going on with my dreams. And
Mothership says, well, what time was it? Duck is not a time.
It wasn't. I did not get a time at all. I didn't get a date, nothing. Just everything immediately started melting. And then the people were shape-shifting. So they were like melting, but then shape-shifting into other things. And they were creepy. It wasn't even like it was, a person changed into a duck, like you said. It was creepy stuff. And then, yeah, I just, But that was my experience with it, and I will never do it again.
Well, see, I know what is supposed to happen, and I'll go into more details for anybody who's interested, and I'll explain why that's supposed to happen in just a few minutes. But for me, I always said I cannot control my dreams at all. Hello, Buying Space. Welcome to the show. I cannot control my dreams at all. I've always had a problem where my dreams, I am more of either a participant or a witness, and I just let them go. I also have a very unique talent where if I wake up, as soon as I go back to sleep, I return back to that same exact dream in the exact same spot and just keep continuing.
I wish I had that, because there's been some dreams where I wanted to.
Well, sometimes that's a bad thing. Sometimes that really is a bad thing. So for the first time, I calmed myself and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to try to ask what time is it in my dream. And you know what ended up? And the thing is, I went crazy. I was going to everybody in my dream. Like, because I have these full-fledged movies. So I'm literally going to every character in my dream. What time is it? What time is it? What time is it? And you know what ended up happening? Huge tsunami wave of water came in as if like the entire dream was engulfed in water and everything destroyed. So where Des was melting, mine was just the waves and the waters came and just destroyed everything. Now, a friend of mine had the same thing. First thing was looking at the time. Absolutely, like it was as if the watch didn't work. You couldn't see the time. Nothing worked on the watch. But then when they asked what time it was, instantly it went from day to night. So the time, like all of a sudden, it went from brightness to darkness. So I'm curious, anybody out there ever hear of this or experience this or know of this? Because it's similar to the movie, and this is a movie if anybody wants to see. The movie is called Inception. It's with Leonardo DiCaprio. Brilliant film. I have to say this is it's whatchamacallit, a Christopher Nolan film. It's one of those films you've got to see. And in the movie, he goes into a dreamland and he has to do a test to make sure whether he is in reality or not. And his test is he takes a little top and he starts spinning it. So if the top spins, it then stops and falls over, because a spinning top will eventually stop, then he knows he's in the waking world. However, if he spins the top and the top is still spinning, and never falls, then that's how he knows he's still locked into a dream. So it's a very interesting test. I recommend it. I mean, I didn't give away the movie. The movie is just brilliant. You'll love it. Buying Speed says, I wake up between, whoops, let me highlight that comment because I just lost it. I wake up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. I get online and get bombarded with videos about what it means if you wake up between 3 and 5 a.m. That is an interesting thing. This is something just to note out as well. Look into traditional traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, and it explains the different meridians between the time slots and how each of those time slots coincides with your body parts, your body meridians I'm talking about. So that's just something to look into. I mean, we could talk about that another one, but I don't want to talk about all these different.
Now, Tommy gets up between 3 and 5 every morning.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely going to look into that. And you said it was Chinese?
TCM, traditional Chinese medicine. And it goes into the various meridians. It'll talk about like the lung meridian, the liver meridian, each one, the heart meridian. And if I'm not mistaken, 3 to 5, well, it's 3 to 4, 4 to 5, I believe is both the liver and the lung meridian. And it talks about that. So it's a very, very interesting study. I mean, that TCM, we could do an entire another show on that. So I don't want to get into that, but it's a very interesting study when you look at the time frames of why people wake up. Now, Dwayne says, I hate dreams that make me feel like I am truly already awake. Now that's go ahead.
Those are trippy. Like you can literally, because I have those too, but you can feel like if you bump into something in your dream, or if you like smack yourself or get smacked, or anything along those lines, and you physically feel it, it's trippy. I don't like those dreams either.
There's in my notes, because I do have a whole bunch of notes that I took. There's a thing called false awakening dream, is when someone mistakenly thinks that they've actually woken up already. And this is a type of dream where when they wake up, they think they start doing actions such as cooking or cleaning or eating, or the first thing, whatever they do in the morning, going to the bathroom. So they'll be locked up in a dream where they think that they're going to the bathroom because in real life they have to go. And that's usually what leads into certain types of conditions like bedwetting or something like that, because they think that they're awake, but they're actually sleeping. Not that I'm saying that that's the case, but I'm just giving an example.
Right.
Of, yeah. Susanna says, I keep having a dream of my ex kidnapping me. I wake up screaming. Tina says I'm screaming in my dream. Your body, I mean, okay, we could talk about the scientific of it. I'm not going to go into details, but that's just it. There are times that your body doesn't realize that you're actually in a dream. So it'll start manifesting, screaming, talking, moving, because you're supposed to be in a paralysis type of a state. But that is another issue, is people who have sleep paralysis is where they're fully conscious, but yet their body is paralyzed. And that causes complete madness, where if you can't move and your mind is awake, but your body is stuck in a dream and you start envisioning things, that can be terrifying. Buying Space is interesting. I'm being tested for AATD, which affects both the liver and the lungs. I don't know what AATD is. I'll have to look that up. And yes, if anybody has any answers or any facts about this, we would love to hear it. I mean, we want this to be an open forum. I love hearing different dreams, and a lot of times I'll be looking up stuff. So hello, Rich. Welcome to the show. You're just in for a bit. You got to give 10% to the big guy at 9. The big guy at 9. 10%. He's gambling again. Don't be gambling too much. Okay, I'm writing this down. Dreams. But you have the same dream over and over. I have that same problem, Susanna. The same dream. I mean, okay, I probably shouldn't admit this, but my dreams have the same recurring themes. Every single dream, no matter what the dream is, it's going to have the same recurring dream. And the fact that once I wake up that I can instantly go back into the same dream, I can't stand that. Some people say that's a gift. Other people are like, that's creepy as anything. But like I said, I can't control my dreams. I dream in full color. There are people who dream in black and white, who dream silent. I mean, if you don't mind me asking, Des, like when you dream, how would you describe your dreams? Are you the character? Are you outside? Are they black and white? Hear things? I'm just curious.
It depends on the dream, I guess, or the night.
Okay.
have a lot of nightmares, and I have PTSD. So a lot of my nightmares are reoccurring from. Oh, or is my computer acting up?
No, I'm muting so when I go into my coughing
No,
fits,
it
just don't
was
mind
going
me.
real slow, so I just wanted to double check. So I have a lot of nightmares from what caused it, and I feel really horrible for Tommy because those are the nights that I thrash around and end up, because I'm moving so much, he ends up having to get up and go sleep on the couch. Those are the kind of.
But that's the big one because it's your body fight or flighting. You're moving, responding to what's going on in your dream. I do that
Yeah,
as well. I cannot stay in one spot in my dream. I mean, in my I'm constantly tossing, turning, kicking things. I end up in every single position I could think of when I'm in bed.
yeah,
Oh,
I
and
toss and turn.
thank you, buying space. I had no idea what that was, so I'll have to look that up and look more into it. Gettysburg says, "Can you tell when you have such a vivid dream that you think it'll come true?" I have. That's one of the things I want to talk about is like the prophecy aspect, the
Premonitions.
premonitions. Yeah, I was going to say like the premonitions. I mean, that is a fascinating thing we can talk about because my personal view is when it comes to dreams, they say medically that it's your brain just shuffling the days and things you experience. I don't think it's true. I think it's either past memories, alternate reality memories. Maybe it's a doorway to another dimension, portal, whatever. But I I have this weird theory that what if everything you've ever thought about, and I'm talking about everything, fake movies, this and that, what if somewhere in some time zone or dimension it's actually real and we're just remembering things that actually already happened?
Yeah, see, and for me, I think premonition dreams, I believe that it's very, very possible. I think it's real, personally. Some of the things that I've heard other people talk about with premonition dreams are a little out there for me personally. Like, I think you could, like, how do I want to explain this? Like,
Like
I
everything
do
I
think,
just said about the different port. No, go ahead.
no, no, I don't think that. I do think that, like, our brain gives us warnings, and a lot of times it's through our dreams. And I also think that um, trying to think here. Um, I also believe, I shouldn't say think, I do believe that our dreams can kind of flow with things that are going on around you. Like like your subconscious knows before you know.
Absolutely. A couple of things pointed out. A lot of the dreams seem to follow things that my subconscious may have seen or experienced throughout the recent past. Which,
Hmm.
okay, that's a good question. This is a question for everybody in the dream. When you dream, do you specifically dream of people that you've know or seen, or do you dream of complete strangers? It's a good question. Me, I do
Yeah.
both. But for me, I have more dreams of strangers than I have of like I'll have like weird dreams of like my family or friends or something like that, but they're always interacting with complete strangers that I've never seen before. There's always that interaction. Let's see what we have. Well, Rich says that he believes that their messages from the creator. And I'm just going to stress this out. I know you saw the little ticker going across earlier. I took the ticker off. This is for entertainment purposes only. I just have to say this. A lot of times we're going to bring controversial issues that may be in disagreements with your personal beliefs. We are not trying to offend in any way. We're just showing that there are different beliefs and we
Hmm.
respect all beliefs no matter what they are. So I just wanted to point that out. I should have said that disclaimer earlier. I forgot to. But thank you,
That's
Rich.
okay.
Buying space, Myra. Do you believe in past lives? Me personally, I do. Maybe not in the case of, but I do believe in past lives. I, That's me. So that's a yes.
I do.
Yeah. I really do.
I've seen and read too many things where little kids. There's a show that, and I don't remember what the name of it because I watched it a while ago, where there was a little boy that was obsessed with the Titanic. No, he didn't know anything about the Titanic, but he was obsessed with the Titanic. Like he was drawing pictures of like the different floors. He was telling his mom, "Well, this is where I was," and gave a name of somebody that was on the Titanic, and they literally and they didn't even watch the movie Titanic around him. It was just something that he had been talking about since he was real little, and he had a fear of water. He had a huge fear of water. Well, when they finally were able to get a name from him, they actually looked up that person's name, and that person was on the Titanic.
That's scary. It makes you wonder. Like, okay, just based on that story, then I'm going to read a whole bunch of what they're saying. I do believe in past lives, but I also question something in regards to passing down memories. And I say it that way because if you look at it from a DNA perspective, we don't know what is encoded in that long strand of DNA. I mean, we know bits and pieces, but there are thousands and thousands of messages. So my question is, what if really you took all of your memories and you pass it down through into your child? But it's not only your memories, it's the memories of your mother, your grandparents, and it just keeps going on. And then at some point, something is going to activate a really obscure memory. Now, maybe that kid is related to that person who died in some way, and it was passed down through as a memory. I don't know.
And like I don't remember them saying anything like that, other than the mom did say they had no idea who this person was. So I don't know if they went that deep into it. They just there was just things that he was constantly talking about, and when they, like I said, when they finally got the name, that person was on the Titanic, and everything this little boy was talking about, they were able to do research, and it was spot on. He'd never seen the movie. He knew nothing about the Titanic, but he was obsessed with the Titanic, and he would draw pictures. He would tell his mom, "Well, this is where I was," and he'd point. And
even if you see the movie Titanic, you're not going to know that much detail.
Right, and he knew a lot of detail about the Titanic.
So we got a couple of answers on. So the first one, I know someone who sleepwalks sound asleep. That's me. But the question was in regards to, do you is it friends, strangers when you dream? Mothership says rarely strangers, so I guess it's mostly friends and family. Susanna, it's both. Tammy, it's both for me, but more with strangers. See, with me, yeah, it's me interacting with strangers. And I always wonder, like, where these people come from? What do we have? Always ones I knew or know. Nice to see the ones passing your dreams. Okay. Pages just came in. Welcome, Pages.
Hello.
Okay, Myra says she dreams both in current situations and people and new situations and people. And see, that's the question that I have is with the strangers, are you creating that character, or are they actual like real people that you may have not come in contact with, but you might have seen in a distance? Because they have this thing in gaming, but they also have it with our called NPCs, non-playable characters. And I'm not trying to turn this into gaming, because from the Matrix perspective, where people who believe that we're in nothing more than a Matrix, your non-playable characters are the complete strangers that are just walking around that have nothing to do with your life at all. And is that the people that we're dreaming about? Are those people that you may come in contact with, but the background people?
I do know that I have heard and I have read that, like with the past lives thing, everybody in your life now, the people that you know, the people that you're meeting, the people that you will meet, have been in your past life at least once, and you're reconnecting.
Okay.
Now, do I feel that way? I don't know. I never really thought of it. I just know that that's what I've read, that's what I've seen. And so yeah, it's trippy, so you could, new situations with people that you don't know. Maybe you do know them from a past life and they're just coming back into your life at the time that you need them. I do believe that people come in and out of your life when you need them the most. That I do believe.
Mm-hmm. I have to agree with you as well on that.
Be it if they are in your dreams or in person. That's along with like the visitation dreams. There was somebody that said something about even the ones that passed. Visitation dreams. When you have visitation dreams, you gotta pay attention to those, because those, I do believe, are signs from your loved ones who have passed giving you information.
Mm-hmm. Or trying to finish something that they didn't. There's some sort of closure.
Yeah. Especially if it's a not a good way that they passed. But pay attention, because they give clues. I've had visitation dreams. I'm not even going to lie. My cousin Corey, I was very close with him when we were little, and he passed away. Now, he was, I don't know the technical term for it, but he died 5 times at birth. So he was, I don't want to say vegetable, because he knew me and our poppy. Those are the only 2 people, and my nana. My nana and my poppy raised him, but between me, my nana, and my poppy, grandma and grandpa, he only responded to us. He knew our voices. He knew the sound of my poppy's truck and car whenever he would get one. He knew the sound. He knew when Poppy was coming home. So we were the only 3 people, but they said that he was not capable of doing that. So I don't know how exactly you want to classify him medically. He was bedridden. He didn't talk. He made noise, but I believe that his brain was working properly. It's just that he wasn't able to communicate with people. He couldn't move, stuff like that. However, but when he passed away, he that night, like, I was devastated. I actually have his ashes hanging up over here. But he visited me that night, and he was, the night that he died, he was running around, talking, laughing. We were having a great time. To me, that was the best thing I could have ever had, because I always wondered, what would it have been like growing up with him being able to be like me, moving around, stuff like that. And he showed me that the night that he passed. So it was easier for me personally to accept him passing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's he. I'm sorry, I was talking and I realized I'm muted. My apologies. But I'm like he specifically reached out to you to tell you that he does know, he understands. That's wonderful.
And I asked other people on that side of the family who knew him. I asked them, I don't care. They probably thought I was crazy, but I asked them, I said, did Corey visit you? And they're like, no, why? And I was like, he did me. I was the only one that he visited after he passed away. And he was
sometimes
happy.
I feel like that's the only level of strength, power, whatever. I mean, if you get, quote, visitation dreams, it could be that that's the only person that they're allowed to visit. You know what I mean? That he chose you specifically. So that's beautiful.
I love it, and I was devastated. I didn't get to go down and see him, but my cousin did video chat me with him when he was in the hospital, and he was in hospice, and he was only a couple years older than me. But the second that we were on the phone video chatting, he started making noise, and he hadn't made noise in a couple days.
And he recognized your voice, so he bonded.
He recognized my voice. He smiled, and I think that's what he was waiting for, because he wasn't letting go. He wasn't letting go. And then my cousin video chatted me, and I talked to him, and I told him I loved him and that it was okay and I'd be all right. and he made noises. The noise that he always made. He had a smile on his face, and then shortly after that, after I was off the video chat, he passed away. So I think he was waiting for me.
And he probably wanted that permission.
Yeah, and he didn't have to have my permission, and that's what's weird. But he didn't need my permission, but he did. I did get to talk to him. He did pass away, and that I treasure that dream. I do. I treasure that.
Peaches brings up a good point. He says, "I dream so vividly. I can feel and control what happens in my dreams." I'll be honest. My dreams are so vivid that half the time I don't even know if they're real life or if they're imaginary. Like, that's how vivid it is. It's a movie. But like I said, I cannot control my dreams. I am shocked that I was even able to ask what time it was. But I mean, that was me focusing, and literally my character went from person to person. What time is it? What time is it? What time is it? Until finally the whole dream just collapsed on itself in water. But Buying Space responded that they could, in regards to the Titanic, they could do a DNA test to see if he's real. Because I think there's something with the DNA. I really believe it passes down from generation to generation, and that's how you can know things from the past. That's why with me, past lives is a gray area, because I'm always wondering if it's not that you were that person, but if you're remembering the memories from your ancestors. So that's
that would be interesting. Did you see that Tammy Paxton said, I dream a lot of being in the Wild West. If I could speak. Let me start that over. I dream a lot of being in the Wild West, or the Old West.
I missed that. Oh, okay, here it is. So you have the same recurring dreams. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. There's a lot of things. So we try to talk and keep up with the chat at the same time. But yeah, recurring dreams will happen. But then she also says, I dream with strangers and it's usually terrifying. Myra says, whoops, where'd it go? Where did Myra go? Did I? Oh, there she is. Oh, I pinned it. Why did I pin that comment? I'm sorry. I meant to highlight it. Okay, if I binge watch, I can dream in the miniseries I'm currently watching. You mean TV? You put yourself in TV and you binge, like if you're watching a series, you'll dream about the series where you're the characters? That's actually kind of cool.
Tommy, I can't put certain things on the TV at night when he sleeps because it interferes with his dreams.
He'll start dreaming.
Mm-hmm. And it's usually not good. So I try to put something on that's not going to bother him at night when he sleeps, because we have to have noise in our room when we're sleeping. So we always have the TV going.
Pages, that's exactly me. Sometimes when I have a dream, I have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And when I come back to bed, I could go back. That's me all the time. I go right back into the same dream. And it's hard when it's a nightmare. That's the part I can't stand. Like, a lot of times, to break the cycle of nightmares, I will actually stay awake and start doom scrolling or doing something just so I don't go back into that dream. Because there are certain dreams I do not want to go back into. My scary dreams are terrifying because if I get hurt, like cut, I feel it in real life and it awakens me. That's the whole creepy thing. I mean, okay, I think that's why Freddy Krueger is so terrifying. Like, we were terrified in the 80s of Freddy Krueger, and they made so many movies because think about it. You're laughing at me about that, but think about it. Could you imagine?
Okay, my brain is messed up. Sorry.
Could you imagine if you get like cut in your dreams and then you wake up and you're covered in cuts and bruises and this and that? That is terrifying.
It wasn't Freddy Krueger that scared me. It was the gory parts. Like, I could handle dealing with like a scary guy as long as it wasn't gory.
Here's an interesting thing. You can have long, complicated, weird dreams, but why are they never humorous? Okay, that's a good question, guys. Do you dream of anything funny or humorous? Because you know something, now that I'm thinking about it, I dream of weird stuff, but I'm not necessarily laughing in my dream. I don't laugh in my dream. My dreams are like serious. But they're serious in a way. Like, okay, like I had a really weird, I can't even tell this dream, but I had a really weird dream the other day where somebody was going around like just like sniffing people's butts to try to figure out what they ate for dinner. Like, to me, that's like, I'm like I'm laughing about it now. That this is my weird dream. It's like, not me, but like I was watching somebody go from person to person trying to figure out what they had for dinner by sniffing. And I mean, but in my dream, it was totally serious. Like it's a legitimate.
That's weird.
Hey, did I ever say I have normal dreams? I don't. But that's a good question for everybody. Do you guys have humor in your dreams? Sometimes I try to think of someone who passed before I go to sleep. Oh, so you try to invite visitation dreams. Does that work for you, Rich? Melatonin will make you dream more. So far with me, melatonin doesn't do anything. But then again, I take multiple things to try to sleep because I have a lot of sleeping issues.
So melatonin is something that that hurt. Melatonin is something that your body naturally produces. And what milligram have you tried? Because they have like a 3, a 5,
For
and
me?
a 10. Yeah.
I always try like the maximum of everything.
Okay. Yeah.
Whatever I can get max, like if it's gonna help me, I will try it, and it doesn't. We're asking about reincarnation. Yeah, that ties into past lives with me and with the dreams as well. Because what if dreams are you watching whatever happened in the past? I got a funny story. So in order for me to go to sleep, I always have to put the show Midwives. And every episode, there's someone having a baby. So while Tina is sleeping, she dreams about a baby. Oh, that's so cute. This is a good question. Have you ever experienced astral travel in your dreams?
Now, are you asking, have you personally done that? Or has somebody come into your dream doing that?
That's interesting. I'm going to say for me, yes. Yes to both.
I've never done it that I can think of, but I know in my dreams, my kids have like materialized in my dreams. Both of my kids.
Tammy says, no funny dream. You know something? I want to write that down. I'm going to, because you know something? That did not come up in my research. Do people have funny dreams where they're actually laughing, responding? Sarcasm. Is sarcasm in dreams? So that's something I'm going to research. Do people laugh, sarcasm, joking? Because even things that I would consider jokes here in like real life, in my dreams, those jokes are dead serious. So that's something I want to look into. That's a very, very good point. Hello, Elizabeth. And guys, I'm sorry if I start into a coughing fit. I'm having asthma problems, so you may hear me cough. I keep muting when I am. Elizabeth says, what the living? What are you talking about? Something we're talking about dreams. This should be. Have you seen the show Dreamscape? I haven't seen it, but isn't that Stephen King? Or am I Dreamscape? Is that a Stephen King series or not? I really don't know.
Catcher. Let me see. Dreamscape.
I haven't seen Dreamscape, so I don't know. What do we have? Just because of the possibility that someone in my dreams could actually kill me. And Elizabeth says, the Bible says that in our last days, your old men will see visions and your young men will dream dreams. So this could be something meaningful. Now, very interesting point that you bring up the Bible on this, because obviously everybody dreams. So if it's the end of the days and yet everybody in the world is dreaming, are we in the end of days? Or is dream something that's always been throughout history and we've always dreamed? Because currently the state of people is, if you do not dream, you will go mad and go crazy and die. You have to dream because your mind needs that relaxation and reshuffling of your dreams in order to exist. If you do not exist, you will plunge into a world of madness.
Yeah, and a lot of people.
Are we always in the end of days? It could be. And it could also be a, I guess metaphor is the correct word, where end of days doesn't necessarily mean end of days for everyone. It could be just the end of days of you as an individual. Because the fact is, we all are going to come into an ending at some point. So that's a very interesting little statement.
Right.
Elizabeth dreams of rabbit raccoons dancing.
Real quick, Dreamscape is, according to what I found on Google, real quick, because I quickly Googled it.
Yeah.
Nightmares and Dreamscapes is based off Stephen King.
It is
a
Stephen King.
short
Okay, I
story.
thought so.
Yep, it's a short story from Stephen King. So I don't know if
Okay.
there's a movie or like a short movie on it. Like they had The Stand where it was, chopped up into like 3 different sections or 4 different sections. And so, but I did look that up. So it is based off
Okay,
of Stephen
so
King.
far movies to watch: Inception, and then Dreamscapes. Okay. So if anybody wants to keep up with what, we didn't put a space in between. I'm sorry, guys. So watch the movie Inception, watch the movie Dreamscapes. Those are the 2 to focus on something like this. Now, whoa. Why am I tiny? Reset. Okay. So let me go back to the reality testing, because this may be something to talk about if anybody wants to try something. Another test, and if anybody could remember this in their dreams, can you look in a mirror in your dream and see your reflection? So that is a question. Can you think back at times in your dreams? Can you actually look in the mirror and see your reflection? Now, that's an interesting point, because some people do not dream as themselves. Me, I dream that I am the character. It's me walking around. That's who I am. I am the star of the show. Other people may be dreaming at a distance where everything is like third person. It's like they're not even in the dream. Dwayne says, I've never seen myself in a dream. I'm throwing this out to anybody. Has anybody ever seen themselves in a dream? Even if it's something as simple as a reflection through a window, through a painting. It's not about dreaming. It's about seeing visions and being touched with the metaphysical events. I agree with that. I totally agree. I think there's more to dreams than what because remember, I mean, even if you look at it scientifically, we don't use all the power of our brain. We don't. So what happens, and that could be the answer, is we start using it when we're dreaming. Susanna says, I see myself in dreams always. You can see yourself. Okay, that's good. Elizabeth says she rarely remembers her dreams. That's very, very common.
Yeah, because so I wrote this down.
Mm-hmm.
So most everybody forgets their dreams within 10 minutes after waking up. So they recommend that if you do dream journals, there we go, dream journals, write it down right away, because you will, within 10 minutes of waking up, you will not remember your dream. And I also wrote down that it takes an hour and a half after you fall asleep for you to actually dream at night. Yes, you can dream during your short naps, but they're a different form of dream than what you dream at night.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, I understand, and that's probably what my problem is, because the biggest problem I've been having lately is I'm literally sleeping between 38 minutes to 50 minutes. And what happens is I'm waking up between the 38-minute and 50-minute mark. Usually it's around 42, 43 minutes, but during that time, I've already had a full dream. I've already remembered my dreams. I know exactly what I'm dreaming of. And it's maddening, because I'm waking up thinking that I slept the entire night, and I'm looking at the clock, and only between, like I said, 30 minutes.
And for the life of me cannot remember. Like, I went to write it down and I couldn't spell it, and I was going to go back and do it, and I forgot what exactly it was. But
I have an answer to this question.
When you dream,
we'll get to it in a minute.
When you dream at night, when your body is fully at rest and you're laying in your bed and you're done for the night, it's different than when you have your short cat naps. And I, for the life of me, cannot remember what it's called. So, but they are 2 different forms of dreams that I remember.
Just give me 1 second, because I have this in my notes, because I have it about okay, so you ready for this? Blind people will see in their dreams. Deaf people communicate through images, words, colors, or signs. Colorblind people will see the normal colorblind colors that they see in their dreams. But if they are colorblind after birth, like it happened later on, then they will have dreams of full colored dreams, like full vivid color dreams. So that's an interesting little study on the different, like, how does a blind person dream? How does a deaf person hear? That's the study that they found.
That's interesting because I am shade colorblind. So there are shades that I cannot see. I learned this because of Tommy and brain games. That makes me so mad. Still thinking about it. But I don't know if I was born shade colorblind. I wouldn't be surprised. But a lot of times my dreams, like I can dream in color, but it's mostly black and white.
Oh, it is black and white. Mm-hmm. I have a statistic on that. 17% of people dream in black and white.
Yeah, most of my dreams are black and white. Mm-hmm. And it's weird because I don't know like a percentage, but I know it's a very small percentage of color. And I don't know. I just thought that was always normal. So.
Okay. So yeah, Susanna says that was an awesome question. Okay. So what are daydreams and waking dreams about? Is there a connection to it or an overactive imagination? I mean, okay, my belief is that it does tap into the same form of what's going on. But the only thing is with waking dreams, I find you can control waking dreams because you consciously will think about what it is that you're thinking. Whereas in my dream world, I can't whatever happens, whatever spews, whatever the internal mental vomit that comes from my head, that's what I'm going to dream about. There are times that I wish I can control my dreams. I can't. But with my daydreams, I can definitely control them. I mean, I could say, oh, I'm on a beach, I'm enjoying, I'm relaxing, I got the sunshine in there. And I mean, so I just think it's a difference between control and not controlling. That's what I personally believe.
See, and like for daydreaming, a lot of times people who are ADHD or ADD are told that all they do is daydream.
Is that true? I daydream a lot. Then again, I also, well, I do have ADHD, if that's not obvious. That's totally obvious.
Or they talk a lot.
Is that not obvious?
No, I'm not claiming nothing medical. I'm just saying that when I was younger, my mom, I was always told I was daydreaming. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
For me, the biggest thing is, yes, I daydream all the time. Yes, I'm a nonstop talker. It's also a defense mechanism for me because silence makes me extremely uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. So I rather fill up the silence with whatever garbage is on my mind just to fill up the silence. But when it comes to sex dreams, don't count. Suzanne already knows my issues.
They statistically, on a side note, cannot, those type of dreams, statistically, they cannot do anything about because nobody will tell the doctors when they're doing the different type of dream tests because they're always constantly trying to improve. How can we help people? Stuff like that. Nobody talks about those. They will not give. So statistically, they don't have a number on how many people have those type of dreams because nobody talks about it.
I will be honest. I'm open. My dreams, no matter what, will always have sex, will always have violence, and will always have death. Every single dream, sex, violence, death, in some fashion. Then I get the weird stuff that happens. Like, for example, somebody going around trying to figure out what you had for dinner by sniffing your butt. Don't ask me why. I have weird dreams. Don't ask me why. It's like,
so Rich said up a little bit further because I'm kind of behind on the StreamYard. chat. He said, I am almost always in my dreams, but different ages, like old job dreams.
Okay, I missed that.
Yeah,
I
we're
don't.
trying to keep up with everybody, so we do
Yeah,
apologize.
I know that's why I'm leaving it up when something comes up, but I don't
Mhm.
see that, so I missed it somewhere.
Yeah, it was right under. Sure, it was only a couple below from what
Oh,
interesting
here it is.
question if
Okay.
a person is
Sorry,
blind.
Rich. Yeah, yeah, because as it's going, that's why I highlighted so I know exactly where we are in chat, and I'm keeping it that way because you guys are. I'm absolutely loving the conversation that you are giving your input. This is an interesting topic. I
It
really
is.
find this to be a great topic. So, oh, I'm almost always in but different ages. See, okay, that's interesting because me, I'm myself in my dreams. I mean, I might have different characteristics that I normally don't do, like, but I'm me. I look like me. I talk like me. I act like me. I'm not anything completely different. Like it's not an age. And I'm curious. I mean, okay, not to put you on the spot, but I'm curious if that's something with older people, being that they have such a lifelong experience of memories. Is that why you could put yourself in different times? Like in my head, I almost feel like I'm still stuck in my 20s. I know I'm 40. I'm 40. I'm 44 right now. Well, I'm going to be 44. 43 right now. I'm still stuck at like 25, 26, 27 in my head. I don't know why. So,
So, on a quick side note, is that when the stuff that you went through started or ended?
good question. Ended. Yeah.
Just
but then
because that's how I feel too at times. And a lot of my dreams, I'm younger and I'm kind of stuck between 18 and 23.
and I'm stuck between like I said 25, I would say 25 to 28, which yes, 20 when I was 27 years old, that was a bad year. And I mean, I hate to say this, like if anybody knows what the 27 club is, I often think that in another like dimension or in another life was I part of the 27 club. However, um and for those who don't know what the 27 club is, it's a interesting phenomenon with famous people that they die at 27 years old. So for different reasons, it could be either killing themselves, it could be drug overdose, but there are a lot of famous people that die at 27 years old. So that's why I call it the 27 club, if anybody's wondering what I'm talking about. But
I had to write that down because I'm going to look into that because I think I heard something about that, but I wasn't sure.
yeah, it's strange. I mean, when you see how many people die at
Mhm.
27 years old, it's creepy. But yeah, for me, 27 years old, and also the problem is, and I mean, I'm not trying to boast about this, but people really think I'm younger than I actually am. I don't know if it's because I have like a baby face, or if it's my mannerisms, or if it's my high pitched voice. When I tell people who don't know me intimately how old I am, they don't believe me. They just don't. They're like, you're not. So I don't get it. I really don't. But okay, what do we have? That was that. She missed so much. Okay, we went through.
Elizabeth said, because I'm just kind of going down. Yep. Okay, so I have this friend that has walked, talked, and been extremely active while asleep. Not sure how much of it he remembers, but he's very self-conscious about the sleepwalking part. I just listened to something about that today, and that is the route. So when you're going to sleep, you got like 3 or 4 different levels that you go to. He's stuck in that awake, almost asleep um, um,
The
timeline.
REM
Yeah.
rapid eye movement.
No, there's like 3 or 4 different steps that you go for sleeping, and there's one where you're awake, and then one where you're starting to you fall asleep, but you're not in a deep sleep. He's kind of stuck in there. That's what they were explaining earlier. Now, how true that is, I don't know. I'm just repeating what I did, here and looked up a little bit on it because I was like, that's kind of weird. And now, but definitely do your own research on that. But there are a lot of people that sleepwalk. Medications can cause you to sleepwalk. They can cause you to function completely, but you're asleep.
I want to say thank you, Dwayne. I'm the weird one, but Elizabeth brings a good point. We all are. Your brain never feels as old as you actually are, and I always. This is my personal thing. I feel like age is but a number. It is your mindset, and that is how people can either, when they're older, they can be so active and motivated and healthy, or they could be decrepit in a wheel. You understand what I'm saying? It's a mindset. And I do believe that mental illness, depression, all coincides with it. Because
Mhm.
if you are facing issues like that, you are going to age faster and you are going to have very debilitating issues because of it.
Mhm.
So I do believe that it is a mindset. I do find it interesting that if, like I said, if older people do dream of being younger.
Now, yeah, and that would be good. But like one of the videos that I was listening to said that older people don't dream as much as people younger. So like babies, when they it's proven, I guess, that they do dream, but how they dream is they're learning all the noises, all the stuff around them when they dream. And supposedly older people, they don't dream because they've already experienced everything. Now that
That's
was
fascinating.
one take on that. It would be interesting to talk to older people who are in their 80s, and find out if they really do dream or not. Like, I think I'm going to ask my grandma now. Now I'm kind of curious.
Dwayne knows exactly what I'm talking about. Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Amy Winehouse. It goes on and on and on about the famous. Am I famous? No, but I was just referring to that 27 is a very interesting age where people die. Um, Myra says, I have actual memories in my dreams, and I am of the age at the time of the. Okay, so that's interesting. So when you remember something, you're taking on whatever age you were at that memory. I've never dreamt of myself as a child. Like even when I dream now of if I dream that I'm in school, like elementary school or something like that, I still dream of myself as if I am now. Even though I'm in school. Like I have school dreams all the time. But my school dreams are never me as like little Melanie. It's always me how I am, which I find that interesting.
I had I have dreams of where I am in a walker. The walker is right next to a white building, a white house, trailer. I'm not exactly sure. It's white. I know that. And I was talking to my mom about that. And my mom's like, yeah, in North Carolina, we lived in North Carolina. You were a baby in a walker, and we lived in a white house on the military base, or
Interesting.
off right off the military base, or something like Camp Lejeune is where we were.
Oh geez. That's
Uh-huh.
that could be a whole nother topic to start.
Yeah, my brother was born there.
Wow.
Yep. I could tell
That's
you some stuff that, he could not get his birth certificate, his actual birth certificate, because he was born on the military base. He was classified government property. So, in order for him to join the military, he couldn't get his birth certificate. They actually had to go through this whole big ordeal for him to get accepted
even though
into
he's
the
already
military.
government property to begin with.
Exactly. It was kind of weird. But yeah, and then um I had another dream, or I have another dream that happens. And so there was a school that I went to before we came and moved to Wisconsin. Now, this school, it was in Brooksville, Florida, and I guess the school's not there anymore, but it was tiered. So you like literally had like the main building, like the office, and then you got a bunch of classrooms this way, and then you had to go down the hill, but you had to walk down the stairs, and then there was another tier of classrooms, and then walk downstairs, another tier. And I still to this day have dreams of that school. And I found out recently that the school is no longer there.
I dream a lot about school. But like I
Mhm.
said, I'm not a child in the school. It's as if I'm there now and everybody around me is the age that I am. It's weird. Elizabeth says I talked to a friend's mom who's in her 90s. I asked her if she felt old and she said no. She knew there are things she can't do anymore, but her mind is still young. And yet, a lot of people that I talk to, they will tell me that they feel old. And I think it has to do with, once again, being the mindset. I mean, your friend is 90 years old, but she says she feels young. I talk to a lot of people and they feel I'm old. I have to say, you're not old. No, I'm old. So it's I guess I want to say it's how a person views themselves.
Right.
Dwayne says, "Well, look at my age. I act like a teenager and I feel like an octogenarian." Okay, take care, buying space, and also, Rich, if you're still here, take care. If not, have a great night. But yeah, let's. So I question about the seeing the reflection. There's another test that I have a question on. Here, let me just pull that up. I'm sorry because I'm in a different.
I don't think
Okay.
I've ever dreamt of a mirror.
You never dreamt of a. Okay.
Yeah, the ones that I do remember, I don't ever remember dreaming anything about a mirror.
Okay. This one's an interesting one, and this happens a lot with water for me because I do have a lot of water-based dreams, and it involves breathing, and I have breathing issues. In your dream, if you were to hold your nose, what would happen? Oh, mommy's going to bed too. Have a good night. Thank you so much for being here. I think everybody's starting to go to sleep because it's getting too late. But yes, if you're in your dream and you hold your breath, what happens? Now, the interesting thing is because time doesn't exist in your dreams, you can actually hold your breath for as long as you want in your dreams and it won't affect you.
I've had water dreams where I was actually breathing underwater, like I was breathing normal.
Yeah,
with
and that's exactly what's going to happen. My wife Heather has a recurring dream that she's running around in her school shirtless and no one notices. She's flashing everybody.
Oh, Heather. I don't know. It's like when you like get nervous, you're supposed to picture everybody. Like when you're on stage, you're supposed to like picture everybody in their underwear. Yeah, I could never do that.
That's creepy. No, I wouldn't do that. Me.
Then you wouldn't feel so embarrassed when you're up there. But yeah, I could never do that.
I performed a couple of times on stage, and I have intense stage fright. And this is sort of interesting. Is I would always focus on the balcony, just the balcony, because then I wouldn't see the audience that's in the balcony, and I wouldn't see the audience that's on the bottom. I just focused on the strip of balcony, which is nothing but wood or whatever that's on the and that's how I would get through it.
What did I do? I focused on the darkest spot in the whole room because I was in a group called Super Singers, and it was a choir type thing, you know. Well, not even a choir. It was
like a glee club or like a show
not
choir?
A glee club. It was very professional. We were on the Jerry Lee Lewis program. I don't know if you guys know what that is. We did that for quite a few years when I was in the group. You had to audition for it, and so I made it. I was ecstatic.
Congratulations.
But I was young. And yeah, so we were on there, and anytime we were there, my mom's got videotapes, and I'm trying to find out where these tapes are because she's got it recorded back in the day. That's how old, you can tell that's how old I am. And the first time that I was there, I was so in awe that I was singing, but I was doing this. I was looking around like, what is all of this crap?
Oh yeah, if you've never done, like, if you've never been in a performance before and all of a sudden you're on stage, you will feel it. It's scary.
And it was
I am famous. No, I'm not famous. I'm as famous as I am right here talking to everybody and just telling my crazy stories.
On that free Tumblr that you were sending.
He wants a Tumblr so badly.
You know, and that's the thing, like, and like in school, usually, you know, you have your choir and you know, you're in either show choir or whatever, you know. Yeah, this was a branch of that. You know, you had to try out. You had to perform, and then you had like solo ensemble and stuff like that. And you know, I used to have, okay, so here's a funny one. Gremlins,
Okay, the movie,
the
or are we?
movie. So when I was a baby, my mom said that when Gremlins came out, she took me to go see it. I was not scared at all during that whole movie. But I have nightmares to this day of Gremlins. Well, okay, I shouldn't say nightmares. Let me rephrase this. I had nightmares up until like they were gonna kill me, unalive me. Let me do that. So I had severe nightmares, and then at some point in my late 20s, yes, I had these nightmares. So I was like in my 20s. I was able to like switch it. So now when I have those dreams, they're not scary.
I have a cure for that, and you're gonna think I'm crazy. You should rewatch Gremlins, because you know something.
I rewatched Gremlins, and I
Okay.
think when I watched Gremlins 2, I think that's where it helped to switch it. But I was terrified. I would get like I would have these nightmares when I was younger, and I would wake up in a cold sweat, and I would be shaking, and I'm like, my mom would be like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "'Cause they're gonna get me, you know." And she's like, "What?" And I couldn't tell her what it was. I just said these little creature things, you know. And
Yeah,
yeah,
because I recently like rewatched Gremlins, and it terrified me as a kid. But at the same time, I realized as an adult, I'm like, this movie's hilarious. It's actually a comedy.
the second one is funny. The first one, yeah, looking back on it, I was like, well, what the heck, you know? But we tried that with it.
Oh wait, no, it is scary. There's nothing funny about it at all.
It is the reason why I don't like clowns or
And
balloons.
anyways, the dancing clown.
I don't like
Want a balloon,
balloons, and I
Georgie?
do not like clowns because of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
However, Tim Curry was my favorite actor growing up.
Yeah, I love Tim Curry. But yeah, he was Pennywise the dancing clown that scared. I mean, I have to say, even compared to the new one with what's his name?
I don't know. I won't watch it.
Skarsgård, whatever his name is. The new one is not scary to me. The original with Tim Curry terrified me, and even rewatching it, it still terrifies me.
Yeah, we sat down to watch it because I do have the movie. It's part of my Stephen King collection. We got through the first side of the disc.
Yeah, it's scary.
I couldn't watch anymore.
There we go.
And I had nightmares.
Down here. Want a
I had
balloon?
nightmares.
All right. Yeah. Well, that's terrifying as well. All right. So we talked about holding breath. You said you don't have mirrors, but they say if you press into a mirror to look into reflective surfaces, a lot of times in the dream, people who press into a mirror can actually go through the mirror. So that's something to look into, is if you dream of mirrors, can you see yourself, or do you end up going through the mirror if you try to touch the mirror? So that's another reality test.
I don't have mirrors in my dreams, but Tom already says that I'm in the wrong state because I'm a left-handed person. So he says, Tom, I can hear you upstairs. What is it exactly that you say about left-handed people?
You're in your right mind.
No.
No? What?
I don't remember exactly how he says it because he hasn't said it in a minute, but he tells me, he used to tell me all the time that because I was left-handed, it was something wasn't right about me.
I laugh about that because both of my parents were lefties. I'm a righty, and they thought that by having me that I would be lefty too. So they would put things in my left hand, and I would just immediately switch it. So they realized I'm righty. So what they always say is like left-handed are in their right mind because they use their right side of their brain.
And yeah, and that's what I always thought. But Tommy, I know you can hear me. What is it exactly that you always pick? And it's more like picking on me than anything else.
Oh, that's a cute little thing. I hated the guy that peeled off.
Being left-handed. That I'm in the wrong dimension or something. Another.
They're
But yeah,
here.
the
They're back.
poltergeist.
Look to light, Carolyn. Look to light.
That was a weird movie. I think the old guy that came to the door, and I don't remember which poltergeist it was, but that old creepy dude.
Yeah,
That
he's the same one from oh, what was it? It was that bull with the knife that came out that would I forget what movie that was. Phantasm. That's another one. Just as creepy. But it was like the ball that would go through the knife with their head and they would mush up their brains. Okay. But
yeah, dude. He said, "You live on the other side of the mirror."
there you go. Or you can
Now,
think of Pinball Wizard with the mirror.
well, see, and the thing is both of my kids though are ambidextrous.
Oh, that's interesting.
Everybody on my mom's side of the family, all the women are left-handed. All the
Why
men
is
are
it
right-handed.
clicking that? Sorry, Tommy. It keeps clicking you.
I'm left-handed, but both of my kids are ambidextrous.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I can't use my left hand at all. Yeah. Now, the last thing is, and this I definitely experience, in your dreams, gravity, strength, movement, and physics does not exist the way it exists in our real world. So you'll be a lot stronger. You'll be able to do feats that you cannot normally do here. You'll be able to jump higher. You'll be able to run faster. So I'm curious, does anybody have any experience with those where physics or gravity, or you'll be able to fly sometimes? Like you mentioned, you could swim, you can breathe underwater.
Mm-hmm.
Tammy has an excellent question. Do your dreams change your opinions, beliefs on things? I think absolutely they could. I do believe that. Or the other way around. Your opinions can change your dreams as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, okay, I'm not gonna turn this, but throughout the years, my opinions on certain subjects have definitely changed. And I do believe my dreams have changed based on those subjects because of my opinions changing. Tommy says my dreams always seem to be pretty close to the real world. Now mine is my dreams are all over the place.
Yeah, unless his dreams.
You're having nightmares.
So the only time I think his dreams change is when I have like paranormal stuff on TV. So I don't do that. In respect for him, I mean, I love watching paranormal stuff, but if it's going to cause him issues while he's sleeping, I don't want to do that. So I usually watch it before he gets upstairs to lay down for the night.
I think you bring up an excellent point, which I'm going to throw this out to you and I'm going to throw it out to everybody else. Certain people have to sleep in certain ways, whether it's music on, a light on, whether they attach, and not everybody, but they'll attach themselves to something that helps them sleep. Some people will sleep with the TV on all day. My question is, do you guys have a specific sleep thing that helps you go to sleep? And how does it affect when you don't have exposure to that? So that's a question I have.
Tommy, you want to answer that one?
While he's answering, I'll give my perspective. I always used to sleep with the light on. Like the regular light could be on. I have no trouble sleeping with sound. I have no trouble with sleeping the light. If I am tired, I pass out. I started exploring with blue light, like similar to what you have right now. I have a very calming blue light on. It's been helping me. I think it does help me. But hi, Jaslyn. In my dreams,
baby girl, you're home, huh? She was at her fire cadet meeting across the street.
Well, welcome to the show. So, I mean, that is my experience, is that I sleep with the light on, but now I don't have to sleep. Now it's the blue light instead of the major, and I could sleep with noise or sound, but some people have to have like total darkness, or some people have to. So I'm curious, how does outside stimuli affect you guys? I was in the military, so I could sleep with anything going on. Noises, yeah. I wasn't in the military, but I could do that without a problem. I need a TV. If there's no TV, I can't fall asleep. Or if the TV shuts off while sleeping, I wake up. That's interesting. Now, if I may throw this question out, does it matter what you're watching, or is just long as there's something on?
He cannot have anything that has to do with paranormal.
No,
And I'm not sure about any, because usually,
no
like,
ghosts, no Freddy Krueger, no scary
I
stuff.
can watch, okay, but I can watch Josh Gates, his TV shows, like I can put those on at night, and he's okay with that. Like his Expedition Unknown one, Expedition X, I think is the paranormal one. He's fine with that. But like anything that, like, I just started rewatching These Woods Are Haunted. So stuff like that I can't have going when he is laying down to go to sleep. He can watch Criminal Minds, that kind of stuff, but he just can't do any type of the
I don't have paranormal dreams. If I fall
Right.
asleep in I have murderous dreams.
Yes. Yeah, that he does. And I wasn't going to say that because I didn't know how you wanted that brought out, so I figured I'd let you. But
Sex,
for some
violence,
reason, the
death.
paranormal shows cause that.
It doesn't matter what's going on, sex, violence, death. Every single dream. I mean, I hate to admit that, but it's like that's been everything since I was a kid. I hate most of my dreams. It's mostly me falling and getting Okay, that's interesting. Let's talk about that because you bring up a good point. People who either fall or die in their dreams. You don't actually experience death in your dreams. Generally speaking, when you die in your dreams, you automatically, your body will wake up, and it will wake up with that jolt. I'm curious, does anybody experience death in their dreams? Because like I said, anytime I die, I instantly wake up.
I don't have many of those dreams, but there are times where I am jolted awake, but I don't remember why. So it's interesting that she has a lot of those dreams of her falling and getting jolted awake because she has never. This is the first I'm hearing about it, so we need to talk, sweetheart.
Well, here's another interesting question. Now, there are thousands of books about interpretation of dreams. And I almost want to say, this is my personal opinion. It's not fact. I almost feel like dream interpretation is similar to interpretation of like tarot cards, interpretation of oracle cards, something like that. Because the one issue I have with interpretations is a meaning of something may not have the same meaning for each and every person. So like, for example, like with death, they usually say that death is actually a good thing. It means change. It means you're shedding your skin. It's a release valve of shedding stress and everything. It's not necessarily death in a bad way. Or it could be a sign from people crossing over or remembrance of things. And I mean, that's all an interpretation. You can read these books and it'll be like, oh, if you see the image of knife, it means this. If you see a banana, it means this. If you see, I don't know. And I sometimes disagree with a lot of those interpretations simply because I wouldn't interpret it that way. What do you mean? A one-eyed purple elephant isn't the same? Yes, exactly. So that's why I question the whole books on dream interpretation. Not that I'm saying that it can't be a guide. It can absolutely be a guide.
Right. And I know, like, you can even Google it, what does this mean in your dream? And you will get thousands of different pages on what, this person thinks it is, or that person, or this religion, or that, region of the world, and this region of the world. It's all, yeah, exactly. Interpretation is purely opinion based.
And hello, Ladybug. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
It's been a long time. Yeah, okay. Interpretation. Thank you. You said it in an easy way. I was using way too many words. I mean, I believe it's opinion based. Thank you.
I do that too when I try to explain something. I use too many words or I get myself all goofed up and then I have to stop and then I'm like stopping in the middle of sentences. So if I do that, I apologize.
You just condensed the whole ramble that I did into a perfect sentence. That's exactly what I
He's
wanted to.
good at that.
Tammy, interesting thing. I've had dreams with numbers involved. There is a theory, and I disagree with this theory. They say that you cannot read in your dreams, you cannot see numbers in your dreams. I think that is bull because I read all the time in my dreams. I see numbers all the time in my dreams. The only thing I can't see is I can't see the time. So if I can't look at clocks. There are no clocks in my dreams. And that's what happened like with me asking time, what time it is, what time it is. Nobody could tell me because to me clocks do not exist in their dreams. Jeslyn says sometimes when I'm jolted awake, and sometimes it's like 2% of my dreams when I'm jolted awake, sometimes my arms fly into the air.
Huh.
You're trying to catch yourself, you're trying to fly. Flap, 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 flap your wings, you're going to fly away.
Now, I'm curious to know, are those the times that Gabby's in the room with you?
We won't go into these. This might be a conversation with her later on. And she said, yeah.
Well, no, because, the reason why I'm asking, it's our cat.
Oh, Gabby's the cat. Okay.
Gabby is the cat. And.
Oh, she said no.
Okay, so sometimes when you have like cats or dogs or whatever sleeping with you, they can like sometimes cause issues in your sleep. Like Gabby, she likes to scratch the bottom of my foot, but not every night. Just I think on nights that I'm having the really really bad dreams, she'll get my foot. But I was just curious if maybe you rolled over and she like.
You bring up a good point because for me, all I have to do is say bedtime, and all three of my cats, no matter what they're doing, they come right to bed with me. Mm-hmm. I mean, my sleep schedule is all over the place. It could be early. I don't have a sleep schedule. My sleep, I mean, I can be falling asleep at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. I'm like, I'm going to bed. Or it can be like 4 a.m. in the night and I'm just going to bed. Like there's no... But my cats, the damn cat does.
She does.
My cat's on top of me.
Okay, so Gabby, so she knows when it's bedtime because we do the same thing. We tell her it's bedtime. She will jump up on the bed, and sometimes she's just on our bed before we can get up there. But she's got a routine that she has. She's got to go over by Tommy. She's got to get her lovin's from Daddy. But as soon as I am sitting down on the bed, it doesn't matter if I'm ready to lay down or not. She's all up on me. And I'm like, ugh. And she's got claws. So those hurt. She does the kneading thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
making biscuits.
It hurts because her nails actually go into the skin. And it's like, no, stop that. And then she'll go and check on Jaslyn. And then a lot of times we'll find, like she was for a while sleeping like this over my head. Like she had to be like wrapped around my head. Well, I can't sleep like that. Now she's been sleeping down by my feet. And when I toss and turn a lot because of my nightmares, she always ends up getting the bottom of my foot. And I already have issues with my feet, but I just wasn't sure if having animals sleep with you could affect your dreams. You know what I mean?
She said she never had that when Gabby was in the room. When Gabby's in my room, she doesn't have the falling dreams. I've said this and I will say this again. I have 3 cats. I believe that animals are, well, particularly cats are healing animals. And I also believe that they are the protectors of the spiritual world. They see things we can't see. They experience things. And I do have to say, when I'm either not feeling well, if I'm sick, they will instantly, if you're depressed, they instantly know. They are right there with you. They know when there's something wrong. And my cats will always sleep in a triangle in some portion around me. Like one will sleep on one side, the other one, and then one will either sleep at the foot of my head, the bottom, but they're always sleeping surrounding me.
Yeah,
And
so we can't have more than one cat in our house because
things like cats are assholes.
right. Yeah, ours is Gabby is. We've tried to bring other cats into the house, kittens and stuff, and nope, she ain't having it.
Nope, I got my 3 fur babies, and they're always in a triangle somewhere around me. Like always one somewhere. And
Oh wow.
it's one big cuddle party. They love it.
Yeah, Jasmine says, I love my kitty. She may be a pain in the butt sometimes, but I still love her.
Me too. I know, and I miss my kitties because I don't have my kitties with me, but that's okay. I got doggies now.
Cats don't have sleep schedules either. They are equal opportunity nappers. Yes, they are.
They sleep all the time. That's what it is. It's like they are nonstop sleepers.
Our cat, so Gabby, she likes to sleep on top of the hot water heater.
They like the
I'm
warmth.
like, really, cat? Like, you don't even, when we first got her, she did it. Now she's a bigger cat, and she doesn't fit, but she still manages to squeeze herself on there.
That's what it is. They want the warmth. I love my fur babies. I really do. All right, let's see what else we have with dreams. So that was the cases with the reality check. And for going back, watch Inception. That's like an awesome movie.
I think I've seen it, but I don't know if I can't remember for sure. If I have seen it, it's been a long time.
Okay, I think we spoke a little bit about sleep paralysis. For those of you who don't know about sleep paralysis, that's basically where your mind is awake, but your body is completely in a frozen, paralyzed mode. And there are some interesting theories about that. There are theories about you're being visited by demons or spirits. There's mental health issues with sleep paralysis. You hallucinate. They said that imagined sounds such as humming, hissing, static, zapping, buzzing noises are reported. You will hear voices and whispers. And they usually say that there's always a presence of a dark figure in the room, suffocating the individual, feeling the sense of terror, accompanied by the feeling of pressing down on their chest where they have difficulty breathing. So those are symptoms that people who have sleep paralysis experience. And it makes you wonder, are they actually visited by a dark entity that is causing this?
Yeah, see, that I don't know.
You've never experienced. See, I don't have sleep paralysis, but when I've talked to some people who have it, they say how terrifying it is. I hate that when I'm sleeping and I'm yelling at myself to wake up, knowing that. So you do have sleep paralysis, like, because that's one of the things that they say. They try to wake themselves up, but there's no way to wake up. They're just stuck. But see, I think for me, because you might have saw the comment below where my mother's like, I know somebody who sleepwalks. That's me. I mean, I don't sleepwalk as often as I did as a kid. As a kid, I sleptwalk all the time. Now I think I've controlled it. However, I will do actions in my sleep. I will punch the walls. I will constantly toss and turn. I mean, at least now I manage to stay in bed. I don't actually get up. But my ex, oh my God. I mean, I could tell stories all day long about his sleepwalking patterns, that it was terrifying. I mean, he almost tried to jump out of a 6-story building because he thought that there was a werewolf climbing up the side of the building, and he thought it was his duty to jump out the window and go get the werewolf in his sleep, fully sleep. I had to literally drag him out of the window because he was hanging out the window, and I had to pull him out because he was sleeping, trying to chase the werewolf.
Yeah, Jaslyn used to sleepwalk. I never did. Jaslyn did. And it was weird. Like, she looked like she was fully awake. Yeah.
Okay, Tammy, I just have to make a little aside about this. I have dreams of being operated on and I can't move, but I could feel them cutting into me. I'm curious if that actually happened to you, if you had a surgery, because let me tell you something. That is one of the scariest things when your anesthesia does not work and your body is paralyzed, but your mind feels everything and knows what's happening. And you go into pure madness with something like that. So I wondered what happened because my latest surgery that I had, something happened during the surgery because they ended up having to bring in another doctor where they intubated me and everything. So I'm wondering if I woke up during my surgery. That's alien abduction, not a dream.
Wait till you read Tommy's.
My uncle used to sleep fucking piss in all the house. Now I'm curious, did that help or Okay, I needed a laugh. That was hilarious.
Come on, honey, explain it.
I guess he didn't like the house plants. Oh my god. I do have to share. This is a funny story. I shouldn't share this story, but I shared it before. My ex, like I said, he was crazy. He literally took a all wood dresser, and we're talking about these dressers weigh about 400 pounds. He dragged it from the bedroom all the way into the kitchen. Okay, while he's sleeping. So he drags this dresser from the bedroom to the kitchen, jumps on top of the dresser with a broom in hand, and starts banging on the ceiling in order to open up the submarine hatch that he's dreaming is in the ceiling. And finally, when he opens up the submarine hatch, all the little sailors start coming down and thanking him as they salute him. And he's like, thank you, thank you. And he's saluting each and every one of the sailors as they're going up into this hatch. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong? And he's fully asleep, completely asleep.
Oh, wow.
I just...
Jaslyn actually had...
There you go, red flags.
Jaslyn actually, her first foot surgery, she was actually awake during her surgery. She repeated the surgery or the conversations that were happening in surgery.
I've had surgeries, but never had any issues that I know of. I have a feeling, no offense, that they won't tell you if there's an issue because that is a complete liability on their part. So I wonder how many people actually wake up and... Are you sure he wasn't wearing the two? Wait, like I show that one. He's saluting the seaman. He something. There was way too many red flags with him. The fact that he dreamt that violently with like that he would move things and climb out windows, and the biggest thing for me, and I shouldn't even say this, is he would always have like a pocket knife. He would take the pocket knife, put it on the end table when he goes to sleep. I would hide the pocket knives. Like, no, because I was so afraid that in the middle of the night he would grab the pocket knife and stab me. So
Tommy said he seriously did, don't know why, and he wouldn't remember doing it. His uncle.
Because the uncle with the
being in the plants. Yeah. That is crazy.
Wait. Do I need to take a class or do I need to teach a class as far as what red flags that if you find these red flags, do not be with them? Jaslyn asked how many people poop. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
And they don't tell you about it. They just clean it up and don't say anything about it. I can hear them upstairs. Just like, stop. But yeah, it happens more times than not.
That's why they want you not to eat and clean yourself out before you have surgery.
No, you're not supposed to eat for so many hours. Like with my spleen, when my spleen happened, we had just got done eating when we had Chinese food. We went to a buffet. And it was, I don't remember much of that night. I just know that before that all happened, we had Chinese food. So I felt bad when Jaslyn asked that, and I was just like, oh, I wonder if that happened. I mean,
take a class and might save some relationship time.
But her doctor did say that it happens to everybody. They just clean it up and don't even speak about it.
Yeah.
Good doctors don't speak about it. Like, surgery rooms don't. So.
I think as of right now, I will say this: I'm in a very happy relationship right now. Things are going well, and I think I've spent my a lot of years learning about red flags. Yes, red flags are a no-go. Learn from others. If sometimes you don't, I mean, honestly, you could hear people say things over and over again. It's until you actually experience something yourself. That's the moment that you get it.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's see what else do I have on dreams. I have like fun facts of dreams. If anybody wants to hear some fun facts.
Yeah, let's do some fun facts.
Okay, so fun facts about dreams. Okay, so they said that we cannot read, write, or speak while dreaming, which I believe is false. Because obviously, I could read, I could write, and I speak in my dreams. So I don't know why they say that. They said that there's a part of the human brain that is responsible for language interpretation, and it's much less active when we sleep. For example, some people know that they are talking or communicating in their dreams, but they don't really hear the sounds of people talking. So like they'll like be mentally talking to each other. The same thing happens when you read or write or telling time. People only get the main idea of the dream, but they're not actually reading the words or listening to what people are saying. I find that hard to believe. I mean, I know that sounds a little confusing, but really, really think about it. When you're in a dream, are you actually talking to them, or is it more of a mental, you're hearing exactly what their thoughts are, what they're saying, what's going on, that they're not actually talking? So that's a question to ask.
I know, like in my dreams, I'm always.
You don't cry in a sad animal movie. See, the thing is, I won't even watch a sad animal movie to begin with. If it's an animal movie, I'm like, oh, nope, not even gonna watch it.
Yeah, we watched Homeward Bound. I couldn't stop bawling.
Anytime I see one of those movies about, nope, I'm like, not even gonna.
It was so bad that we didn't, because we had got the second one. We never even watched the second one. I couldn't do it. But like for me in my dreams, like I talk with my hands a lot. Like I use sign language in my dreams a lot of times. So, and I don't know what that's all about, but that's what I do. I gotta adjust my chair here. Ouch.
All right, so this is for like delicate ears, so cover your ears if you have delicate. But this is a question that people ask, and I'm going to be scientific about this. Morning wood has nothing to do with sexy dreams or stimulation. Nocturnal penile tuminance causes men to have 3 to 5 erections every night, some lasting as long as 30 minutes. So for you guys out there who want to know about what's going on with morning wood, has nothing to do with their dreams, has nothing to do. It's literally, that's what happens 3 to 5 times. So that's, and the term, like I said, is called nocturnal penile tuminance. Let me spell that. So in case anybody wants to learn a little bit about it, they can read up on it. See, this is education, guys. There we go. Everybody's covering their eyes. Like, no, we're not going to talk. All right, what next thing? You are more likely to dream about sex if you sleep face down. Now, what did I say? I dream about sex, violence, and death each and every time. I can only sleep face down. I can't sleep face up because if I'm on my back, I can't breathe. So I actually sleep either on my side or I sleep face down.
Yeah, I sleep on my side. Mm-hmm. I can't sleep face down, or I can't sleep on my back.
I can't sleep.
I try.
I can't.
Yeah.
Straight on my back, I cannot sleep at all. And if I do, that's when I'm snoring. Those are really bad times. So, okay. Yeah, well, I'm on a sex topic. I'm sorry. Sleep sex is also called sexomnia. It's a sleep disorder, much like sleepwalking, except instead of walking, a person engages in sexual behavior while they're sleeping. So that could be something that happens as well. Des is like, okay, we got to switch the topic. Sorry,
no,
guys.
that's interesting.
Okay, here's a good one, and this is a color question. People commonly dream in soft pastel colors. Is that true or not? For me, I dream in vivid colors. My dreams are vivid. Like I said, it's like a real live action movie.
I dream in black and white and occasionally color, but they're not very bright colors. So it might be the pastel. I don't know. I'm shade colorblind, so I couldn't tell you.
Jasmine always sleeps on her stomach, and then I need a girlfriend back in the day.
Jasmine sleeps funny. We can always tell, like if she's, I don't know, she sleeps on her stomach, but she sleeps with her feet up in the air.
Okay. Oh, I always
So,
have to sleep with at least 1 foot outside the covers. It's like I don't know, like a valve. I need 1 foot out of the covers.
yeah, I have to have 1 foot out of the covers, but only but it can't be over the side of the bed. Like my foot
Okay.
can't be over the side of the bed. Like
Because then your cat will come
sometimes,
along and scratch you, right?
no, because I'm afraid someone under the bed's gonna get me.
Oh, totally. 1 foot out. So many. Yeah, I have to have at least 1 foot out of the covers. Oh,
Yeah.
here's an interesting question. How many of you use weighted blankets? I'm curious about that. Do any of you use weighted blankets? I tried a weighted blanket. Oh my god, I could not take it. I'm like, oh no 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 no.
No, I've never slept with a weighted blanket, but I do have a quilt or like a really heavy blanket that was made for me. And if I put it on the bed, Tommy sweats. So I usually have to like double layer it. But when I have that one like laying on me, I'm more relaxed personally.
I bought a 12-pound weighted blanket, and absolutely not. I can't. So now we use it as a couch cover. It's a couch cover.
But I can't have anything like right here past my face. Like if something covers my face, like I'll pull the blankets up to here, but if it goes any further or if it's close up, I can't sleep. I freak out. I can't do it.
Next we have, okay, this is an interesting thing about men versus women. Men are reported to dream more about weapons compared to women, but women will dream more about clothing more often than men. To me, that's not true because my dreams, once again, violence. So weapons are part of violence as well. So I hardly dream.
I
of
don't
clothing.
dream about like
Fashion.
clothes.
Tammy can't do weighted blankets either.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I mean
Clothes are not
clothing,
my
I'm not
thing.
talking about fully clothed or naked. I'm talking about like in a fashion sense. Women
Yeah,
will
I
dream
don't.
about, yeah, I don't have dreams like that. Tammy
I
says
probably
she
have more
dreams.
weapon dreams than I do clothes.
Yeah,
That kind of thing.
these are reports, like just statistic of what people say in regards of dreaming. I don't agree with a lot of these. That's why I'm just
Right.
reading them off. And I dream a lot about the supernatural world, like Teen Wolf, the shows. Absolutely. Yeah. That's how I dream too. Like a lot of weird stuff happens in my dream. I'm just trying to see what else. We already talked about that. Oh, eating before bed makes nightmares more likely because it increases your metabolism, signaling your brain to be more active. That's why they usually say do not eat right before you go to sleep. People forget 95 to 99% of their dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And swearing is a common occurrence when you sleep talk.
Oh, Tommy talks in his sleep. Not every night, but there are times where he talks in his sleep, and it's
Is
like,
he cursing
what?
people out?
Yeah, he's usually yelling at somebody.
Yeah. And that's what they say. That's very common with sleep talking, which I'm wondering if that goes in the same line with people with Tourette's. Because with Tourette's, it's more common that they will use profanities. And I'm wondering if it's the same.
Hold on.
Hold
So
that thought. Okay.
Joey has Tourette's.
Oh, does he? I didn't know that.
Yes. And the doctor told us that the swearing Tourette's is only 1% of all people with Tourette's.
Okay, that's interesting.
So it's not a real
Okay, the people that I've met, I mean, okay, finding somebody with Tourette's is not something you see every day.
right.
However, the people that I've met who had Tourette's, legitimately had it, they all cursed up a storm. All of them.
Well, okay, so let me clarify. You know, in Hollywood and stuff, where they're like making all these swear words and stuff like that, and they're doing the jerking and everything. Because in order to have Tourette's, you have to have the audio and the physical tics. Okay, but in movies they emphasize that form of Tourette's for the simple fact is, well, somebody who just makes weird noises and blinks their eyes or has little tics.
That doesn't translate.
It's not attention grabbing. So
Right.
That's why they emphasize it on TV so much, that 1% chance. More people have Tourette's than what people think, but that form of it is 1%.
See, I didn't think the statistic was that low with the people.
Yeah, it
Tammy
actually
says,
really is.
do not watch Annabelle right before sleep. That is a creepy movie.
We can't even have that movie in our house. Jaslyn, we rented it one night. We sat down to watch it. We couldn't even get 5 minutes into it without Jaslyn freaking out.
Has she ever seen the whole thing, or just it was so?
We can't get past 5 minutes.
Then you know what really scared me the first 5 minutes? Lights Out. That creeped me out. If you've never seen Lights Out, that's another. The first 5 minutes just creeped me out. Okay, so wait a minute. So the weird thing is, it's my supernatural dream. I'm always a fox. Oh, I want to sing that song. What does the fox say? No, I'm not making fun of you. But if you have an affinity with foxes, then absolutely you're going to be dreaming about them. I should say a fox with 3 tails and a pair of wings. Aww. Everyone I know that has Tourette's lets out a holler, not much of swearing. Okay. I think it's called a kitsune.
I don't know.
Oh, the name of the fox with the 3 tails.
Oh.
Tammy loves foxes. We're going to be talking about foxes. What does the fox say? Cow goes moo and whatever. Yeah.
But yeah, like with Joey, he made like this weird noise in the back of his throat. And it was like 4 different noises. So he could like beatbox 4 different noises at a time. It was weird.
Oh, wow.
And he had the eye blinking and the hand twitching. And then once in a while, like if it was really bad, his head would jerk to the side a little bit. I mean, you literally have to watch him.
We could do a show entirely. We could do a show entirely on Tourette's, because I find the interesting phenomenon with Tourette's is when you have 2 Tourette's people put in the same room and they literally trigger each other, and they'll have like a Tourette's. It triggers. And I'm wondering if Tourette's has to do with a person's electromagnetic field of the brain.
It's a neurological disorder.
Right. If you believe we're nothing more than energy, and there is a loose screw with the neurological aspect of why they're not creating the messages correctly, and now you put somebody else in the room with the same imbalance, you have now affected the electrical field that they both end up triggering each other. And I mean, I shouldn't laugh but if you watch, I mean, okay, this is horrible to say, but if you watch on YouTube the Tourette's camp, where all the Tourette's children go to the camp, it's sad, but it's like, oh my, I shouldn't, I'm not even trying to make fun of them, but it's like, it really sets them all off when, and I'm not I'm seriously, I'm not trying to make fun of it, but it is a legitimately thing that people with Tourette's will set each other off and trigger each other, that it actually exaggerates the Tourette's.
And it's really hard to be diagnosed with Tourette's. We just happened to get lucky because Joey started doing it right in front of the doctor.
I get a nervous laugh when I hear people with Tourette's and of people who study. It's not my fault. That's the same thing. When people start stuttering, you naturally stutter with them. If there's a stutterer in the room, you are going to stutter with them. It's weird. And I wonder once again if it has to do with. But I'm sorry, what were you saying about the doctor?
Oh, no. I already said it.
Oh, okay. I felt like I cut you off. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. You're good. Yeah, nervous laugh is a big thing. And I do it. But like for me, when I'm nervous, is I mess with my hair a lot. My hair goes up, down, or I itch.
And for me, laughter is a defense mechanism for me. So when I'm in an uncomfortable situation, I will turn to laughter. I really will.
Uncontrollable laughter.
Yeah, and it's bad because particularly when it's when it's
not an appropriate time to laugh. I get it.
Oh, I can't even. I mean, okay, this is like a bad memory, but it was my uncle's funeral, and for some reason, every single one of us cracked up laughing at the entire time because it was such a comical show. As to, I couldn't stop. We were cracking up laughing during the funeral, and I think what made it funny is the fact that there was 2 funerals. So the funeral before us, it ended up being a flight attendant that had thousands and thousands of people in like uniform, and it was a tragic loss that she died. And they went into overtime because there were so many people. So when we got to the church, we thought that was our uncle's funeral with all these people and stuff like that until the church empties out and then they bring my uncle in. There's only 5 of us there. So we start cracking up laughing that the church just had thousands of people. Now there's 5 of us. We're in this big church and we just thought it was the funniest thing we've ever seen.
That's wild.
If you were with your man and you start laughing, red flag for him. Well, you know something, we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there because I know where my mind just went when you said laughing at him. We are not going to laugh at the men in our lives.
Not intentionally.
Okay, and right. I go into the funeral parlor wake. I get a nervous laugh. I have to put my tongue. Oh, yes. And you know something, Susanna? Back to TCM. That is a TCM trick where you take your tongue, put it on the roof of your mouth. That is a good energetic thing that will align your meridians. So that's a good little thing, and it will help with laughter. I was there too. Where were you? What do you? I was. I don't know what he means, but that's okay.
His first comment.
What?
His first comment was right above that one.
Oh, where somebody was laughing.
Yeah.
Wait, somebody was laughing at you?
Not.
Oh, in the gutter of the mind. Okay, all right, now I understand. Yeah. See, now I went the wrong way. I'm like, wait a minute, a woman was laughing at you? I'm sorry. I got lost in the conversation. I had a dream of being pregnant when I wasn't. Interesting.
I actually had a month before I found out I was pregnant with my son. 6 months pregnant with my son. Now I had no symptoms of being pregnant. Was taking pregnancy tests because of some medicine that I was on. I had to do that. So it was coming back negative. For a month before I found out I was pregnant with my son, I actually had a series of dreams where I found out I was pregnant, to the night before I found out I was actually pregnant, giving birth and having a boy. Well, the next morning or the next day, I went to the doctor and found out I was 6 months pregnant with a boy, with my son. So, and I had been told I couldn't have kids. And so I just thought it was one of those dreams that, wishful thinking type things until I found out.
I really believe that dreams give you the answers.
Yeah.
Whether it's the universe, whether it's whatever you believe in, whatever religion, I believe that if you have a problem, an issue, or a question, your dreams will give you the answer.
Hmm.
The question is, do you understand what the answer is, and do you follow through with what the answer that's given to you?
Yeah, and you don't always know. And so it's just kind of got to go with the flow to see exactly what it means.
Now we just hit, believe it or not, and it doesn't even seem like we just hit 2 hours.
Oh.
So my first question is, does anybody have anything that they want to share, talk about, or discuss, or any final thoughts? Because one of the things that we would like to do is we want to keep this around like at the 2 hour mark.
Yes.
But I don't want to abruptly end this, because I have to say this was a great show.
I agree.
Yeah, I had fun with this conversation. I really, really had fun. And next week, like I said, I mean, and if there's anything that anybody wants to put in closing thoughts, I would love to hear it in the chat. But next week, we're going to be doing a 2-parter. So on March 14th, the first part is we're going to be talking about ghosts and spirits. Obviously, that is such a broad topic. And we're doing this for a very specific reasons. We're going to give the definitions behind ghosts and spirits. Whereas on March 21st, we're going to have a part 2 to it, where we want to turn the show over to you guys. We want to hear your explanations, like your ghost stories, your
your real life ghost stories, things that have happened to you that were paranormal in nature, and just couldn't explain it.
And we would love to have you guys on if you want to show your face. If not, then you guys could do the same thing that you were doing. Put the story in the chat. We will read the chat. I mean, I like the way that I actually highlight the comments, because we had so many comments and I wanted to give everybody recognition for what they were saying. Because I feel like this was a great open-ended conversation. You guys, amazing.
Right. Oh. And real quick too, I do want to throw this out there as well for next week. If you're not comfortable saying your name on your story that you have, you can definitely message me or Melanie and we will read it for you without using your name if you'd like to be anonymous.
I like this comment. My dreams often give me more questions than answers, which if you realize, that means you are getting the answers. If you have more questions, that means you are delving into it and you're getting the answers that you need.
That would confuse me too much. Ain't even gonna lie.
But we're going all the way till May 9th. So I have all the shows set up until May 9th. You could check my page for each topic. And like I said, we have some amazing topic coming up. I'm looking forward to the Easter topic, being that it's going to be the weekend of Easter. I feel like I'm going to get in trouble with that one.
Well, we'll just have to make sure that we literally are watching our P's and Q's with that one.
Yeah, we are going to be respectful. We are just going to open up that it's very, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into it when the time comes.
Right. I'm looking forward not only the next 2 weeks of shows, but I'm also looking forward to the Mermaids and Sirens and the Bermuda Triangle.
That's going to be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I got to do a lot of research on that one, but that's going to be a good one. But everyone, once again, most Christian. Okay, yep, we got it already set. Yeah. But it's not only that. There's more to it as well. So, and that's where I'm definitely going to have to get the tin hat coming out on that one.
Do we have to make them?
Just wrap a hat in a tin. So just the last thing, she has the tumblers. It's a conspiracy theory Tumblr. It features the show. It's our motto. Let's get chatting about conspiracy theories. And each mug is going to have its own little special thing. So if anybody's interested, definitely contact either Des, Shamrock, Pixie, or Bargain Effect, and they will give you more details. And then me, my shameless self-promotion, my journal, it's a line journal to write your dreams. You can get it right on Amazon. Just put in Melanie Lightbeam, and also my other books will pop up too, because I have a couple of books. So this is one of my books. This is just a blank. This is blank. No, the other book, that's a serious book. That's called Embracing the Pillows of Madness. So basically, it's me going through a madness trip of mental health. So that's my other book. But
See?
oh, you are, hey, I will even if you guys buy it, I'll even sign it for you. How about that?
Yay!
So, guys, I want to thank you so much for coming, for supporting the show. Be sure we're going to be here every Thursday. If you haven't already done it, give up the thumbs up, the like button. Make sure you subscribe. I did add everybody as a moderator on it, so this way, welcome to the show. Because author, actress, talk show host, what can't you do? I'm the jack of all trades. Yes. Or the jack.
She's a singer too. Don't forget, she was one of our top 3 finalists on the Masked Singer YouTube style.
Yeah, I had fun with that. But we will be back next week. Have a great week, everyone. And anything else we need to say, or
keep checking back in the description, because as soon as we have the mugs up, the tumblers and mugs and stuff up, I will send Melanie a link and she can add them all to the descriptions down below.
And that's what I'll do.
You guys have anything you would like to share with us about dreams, be it your own story or things that you know or you believe, please put them down in the comments below after our live.
Yes. Yeah, put it in the comments, or like I said, a lot of things were said. I would love to hear. And if you haven't already do it, question yourself. What time is it in your dreams? I would love to hear what happens. So until then, everyone, have a great day. Enjoy. Until next time.
Much love.